It's the return of the full face of makeup. For years, we've had everyone doing that no makeup look, that kind of dewy skin, brushed up brows, but every celebrity on the red carpet has been doing red lips, full on eyes. And I have Rihanna's very own makeup artist, Priscilla Ono, here with me today to show you how we can get a fresh, full face of makeup.
We're gonna do the Fenty face, but the Rihanna way.
I'm up for it, let's go.
Prepping skin is super important because it actually helps the makeup lay a little bit better. So when I'm doing red carpets, I usually start prepping skin the night before.
The night before?
Mm-hmm.
When you're working with Rihanna, who comes up with the beauty tips? Is it collaborative?
So usually when we're choosing makeup looks, it's kind of collaborative. It all depends on the fashion. After she chooses what she's gonna wear, I come up with like a mood board and some inspiration and kind of give her some options of makeup looks that would go with that outfit, and then we just talk it out. I think as I've been doing her makeup now for like maybe almost 7 years,
yeah,
it's almost kind of like
intuitive.
Yeah, and I can just do it without thinking anymore, you know?
I haven't seen myself. Talk me through what you've done in my eyes.
Okay, so for eyes, I just did a soft, kind of like brown smoky. And I think that when people think of smoky, they always think of like black eyeliner, but I did like a brown smoked out eyeshadow. So it kind of just creates like a little bit of a smoke on the eyes, and it makes it look really sultry, but without it being too heavy. Because remember, this is full face, but this is like, you don't want anyone to think you're wearing a lot of makeup, but then you are kind of wearing a lot of makeup because you want it to last all day, you want it to look really good in pictures, you just want to feel really good. So it's kind of like a faux full face. If you're getting fallout while you're doing makeup, it's okay to just wipe off and kind of just pat your makeup back on. That's the great thing about not setting your makeup until the end, is that you can kind of remove any mistakes that you have there. But throughout the day, if you're using a really good primer, you shouldn't really have any fallout. So now we're gonna go in with some mascara. This is the first time you guys have ever seen this. So this is our new hella thick mascara. Rihanna loves a good, thick, full lash. So we're gonna go into it with the lashes. And I actually did the shadow a little bit more subdued. I know it's like a brown smoky, but I really want the lashes to be the star of the show. Oh my gosh, look at the difference. It is only one layer.
I felt like you were doing that individually on each
lash. I kind of do that. I kind of like to coat each lash to make sure each one has a really nice, you know, their fair share of mascara.
And what about it when you're doing multiple looks? So at the Oscars you did what, 4 looks?
4 looks, yeah.
How do you keep changing the makeup?
You know, that's a good question. It's all about these thin layers that you can kind of build up throughout the day, because you really don't have time to take off makeup and reapply. And also like refreshing the makeup with like a mist. So
you would mist and then reapply?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you know, when we're doing events like the Oscars, it's all about preparation. So you usually don't sleep for like a good 48 hours because the day before you have to go and do a skin prep and then kind of prepare each look and all the products for each look. So
how big's the team? Is it just you, or do you have?
I have an assistant, and for things like the Super Bowl, where it's like the Super Bowl, I have like a team of like
10,000 dancers.
Yeah, that looks really good. So we're gonna do a red lip because nothing says a bold look like a red lip. So when we were coming up with looks for the Super Bowl, I wanted to do something that was timeless, something that was very classic Rihanna, because Rihanna was going to come out and essentially go through her catalog of music from throughout the years. And so I wanted her to look back and kind of see her makeup and think, okay, that makeup is relevant now, yesterday, like anytime. So I proposed to do a red lip, and at first I kind of felt like she was like, okay, maybe, let's see. But then once we saw the all red outfit, the red stage, it just made sense. Like she for sure was like down with it. I'm gonna show you guys after how I go in and I kind of like fix mistakes and make shape up the lips really perfect. It's called reverse lip liner. I'm doing a little bit of concealer around the mouth and kind of fixing any like little mistakes just to make it look nice and perfect.
And how did you start working with Rihanna?
I actually met her on a set of one of her music videos.
Oh yeah, which one?
S&M.
Oh yeah.
And I was doing makeup for the background, and she saw me on set and she approached me and was like complimenting me, my hair, my skin, my makeup. And then they asked me to randomly be in the music video.
No way.
Yeah. She was like, Rihanna really loves your look and she wants you in the music video. And I was like, okay. So when I heard she was starting Fenty Beauty, I reached out to her and told her if she needed any help with anything, to just shout me and let me know. And I got an email like a couple weeks later, and they were like, actually she's looking for a global artist. And I was like, okay. So I tried out and I got the job.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What was that process like? Did she make you kind of do those different looks on her?
Yeah, so it was almost like a...
So nervous.
It was kind of like a... what's that? Like a Top Chef or like a Project Runway.
Yeah.
Where you go
like
in and you kind of like try out. It's a bunch of people. So we were all kind of like trying out.
It's like a competition.
It was a competition.
Have you ever had any situations where you had to do her makeup in like really strange places?
Yes, oh so many. Private jets. I remember once we were doing a movie in Cuba, and it's different in Cuba. It's a country with not a lot of resources, and we were doing a full production. So I would have to do her makeup in like the warehouse where she was filming, and these are like real 50-year-old warehouses with no air conditioning and no chairs, no mirrors, no fancy lights, So to me, I think that was the most challenging job we've ever done. But we've done makeup in some of the craziest places. When people contour, you see a lot of like the striping, which is cool. You can do that, no problem. But if you want it to look a little bit more subtle, you want it to be easier too to apply, I just kind of take some on the back of my hand and I use a bit of whatever's on the back of my hand on the sponge like that. And then I just kind of like press it wherever we need a little warming up.
And then you just kind of follow your natural jawline.
Yeah, natural jawline, yeah.
So we're predicting the return of the full face.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think the time is now that people are like re-embracing makeup after so long? I
think after lockdown, when we were in lockdown, we were all like fresh face, because we were essentially working from home. It was all about Zoom calls. And I think now we're out, we're seeing people face to face, and we just want to, feel that glam. So I think that's why it's kind of returning, which I always love, because I've always been a full face kind of gal. So, and so has Rihanna.
So am I now.
Yeah, and so are you. There you go.